Long ago, far beyond the endless blue ocean where the waves whispered secrets to the stars, there lay a mysterious chain of islands known as the Shimudi Islands. These islands were not shown on ordinary maps, for they were protected by ancient magic and watched over by legendary guardians. Sailors spoke of strange lights in the sky, sudden storms, and beautiful melodies drifting across the sea at night. At the heart of the islands stood an ancient stone shrine, older than memory itself. Its walls were carved with symbols glowing faintly under moonlight. Deep into the stone, a prophecy was written, one that no one dared to read aloud. When fire, ice, and lightning clash, the sea shall rage, the skies shall fall, and the world shall tremble. Only harmony's song can awaken the sea god and restore balance once more. For centuries, the prophecy remained silent. The islands lived in peace, surrounded by calm waters and golden sunlight. Pokémon and people alike laughed, played, and slept peacefully, believing the dark words were nothing more than a forgotten legend. Until one summer day. On a warm afternoon, Pikachu and his friends were playing joyfully on the soft white sands of the largest island. The sea sparkled gently, and the sky was painted in bright shades of blue. Pikachu laughed as he chased the waves, his small paws leaving tiny footprints behind him. But suddenly the air changed. The sky darkened into a deep, unnatural purple. A freezing wind swept across the beach, making Pikachu's fur stand on end. The warm sunlight vanished, replaced by an eerie chill. Then something impossible happened. Snow began to fall. White flakes drifted silently from the sky, covering palm trees and warm sand alike. The ocean groaned as its surface began to freeze, spreading thick slabs of ice across the once gentle waves. Pokémon froze in fear, huddling together as the world around them transformed into a frozen nightmare. Pikachu raised his ears, feeling a powerful static energy crackle through the air. His heart pounded. Something ancient had awakened. Without warning, 3 thunderous roars echoed across the sky, shaking the ground beneath everyone's feet. From 3 distant islands, legendary beings rose into the stormy heavens. First came Moltres, the blazing phoenix. Its wings burned like the sun itself, scattering fire across the clouds. Next appeared Zapdos, the thunderbird, lightning exploding from its sharp feathers with deafening cracks. And finally, Articuno emerged, its icy breath freezing the wind, turning clouds into drifting crystals of frost. These were the guardians of nature itself, but something was terribly wrong. Instead of protecting the world, the 3 legendary birds attacked one another in blind fury. Fire clashed with ice, lightning tore through the sky, the sea boiled, froze, and shattered again and again. The Shimudi Islands trembled as the prophecy began to unfold. Amid the chaos, an elderly village chief approached Pikachu. His voice trembled as he spoke. "The prophecy has begun," he said. "Only a brave heart can save the world. The elemental orbs, fire, lightning, and ice, must be gathered and placed upon the shrine. Only then can the sea god awaken." Pikachu looked at his frightened friends hiding behind him. Fear gripped his chest, but he knew he could not turn away. Taking a deep breath, he clenched his tiny fists. Courage filled his heart. With a determined cry, Pikachu ran toward the frozen sea. The journey was dangerous beyond imagination. The ice beneath his paws cracked and slid like glass. Storm winds slammed against his small body, threatening to throw him into the freezing water below. Above him, the legendary birds continued their devastating battle. Moltres swooped low, its fiery wings melting the ice ahead of Pikachu. He slipped, nearly falling, but at the last moment he slammed his lightning-shaped tail into the ice, stopping himself just in time. Using the momentum, he leapt forward and kept running. Zapdos noticed the tiny hero and shrieked fiercely. A massive net of black lightning crashed down around Pikachu. Summoning every ounce of strength, Pikachu gathered energy into his cheeks and unleashed his strongest thunderbolt, shattering the electric trap and blazing a path forward. Articuno's freezing winds tried to stop him, coating the ground in slick frost. Pikachu struggled, slipped, fell, but each time he stood back up. Step by step, he reached the islands of the gods. With bravery and determination, Pikachu collected the blazing fire orb, glowing red like a living flame. Then the lightning orb, shining gold with crackling energy. Finally, after facing bitter cold and endless storms, he secured the ice orb, cool and radiant with quiet power. But as Pikachu turned back toward the shrine, the sky roared. All three legendary birds noticed his plan. Fire, ice, and lightning rained down at once, overwhelming the tiny hero. Pikachu ran with all his strength, clutching the orbs as the world seemed to collapse around him. Then, the sea trembled violently. A massive pillar of water shot straight into the sky, scattering the legendary birds. From within the swirling waters rose a majestic figure, pure white, powerful and calm. Lugia, the sea god, had awakened. Spreading its enormous silver wings, Lugia created a shield of wind and water protecting Pikachu. Its gentle eyes met Pikachu's, silently urging him onward. But the legendary birds, lost to rage, attacked Lugia together. Fire scorched its wings. Lightning struck its body. Ice froze its tail. Even a god could not withstand such fury forever. With a mighty roar, Lugia fell, crashing onto the frozen sea below. Hope seemed lost. Pikachu's heart ached as he looked at the fallen guardian. Tears filled his eyes, but he did not stop. Carrying the heavy orbs on his back, he climbed the ancient steps of the shrine. The wind pushed him back. His legs trembled. He slipped, then stood again. One step, then another. At last, Pikachu reached the altar. With his final strength, he placed the last orb onto the stone. A clear, echoing sound rang through the world. The three orbs glowed brilliantly, merging into a beam of emerald light that pierced the dark clouds. A gentle melody filled the air, not thunder, not a roar, but a peaceful song full of life and harmony. The ice melted softly, the storms faded, warm sunlight returned. Lugia slowly rose again, healed by the melody. The legendary birds bowed in regret and quietly returned to their islands. Peace had returned. As Lugia flew toward the horizon, a beautiful rainbow stretched across the sea. Pikachu watched the waves sparkle once more, the gentle breeze humming the soft song of harmony. And as night fell, the world drifted into a calm, peaceful sleep.